Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry I didn't do videos last night. I chose to actually get some sleep after the late nights with videos this week. And now I'm going to try to knock out all the normal daily videos right now as my husband wants to go outside and work on the land. I did spend way too much time on the workbooks this morning, as usual, and in this case, I did some different calculations and movements, though they may not be exactly what I want. But it probably won't happen. Good adjustments until after this next announcement, as it is coming near. But as a reminder, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and for entertainment purposes only. So, just to go over the brief changes here for YMAG, as far as the outstanding shares go, that did go up 50%. 50%. It went up 50,000, which was a daily change of 3%. So at this point, we've gone up 325,000 for a total of 31%. We do have one more trading day left, so Monday, before the declaration, which will be Tuesday, and then that'll be the last chance to buy in to receive the dividend, with the dividend announcement being on Thursday. I do not know how much more, people will be buying in on this. It might be on Declaration Day. Some people wait until Declaration Day to buy, but you can see so far we've had this YMAG has increased by 325,000 shares, which is a 21% change, which is not bad considering last time it actually increased 42% in less amount of days. It's still about the same outstanding shares of 400,000, but the percentage isn't as big this time because of where we're at. And then if we look at due to that increase of 50,000, that brings the estimated distribution amount not taken out for any buffers or anything, 69 cents, which is 40%. And I forgot and actually left this at the bottom. However, I started creating things and then I stopped and I changed it so I could spell out what I was doing here. So what I've got over here on the side so far, which is basically what I said, if we're looking at today's outstanding shares with no a 0%, buffer there, we're looking at, 69 cents and 40%. But if we were looking at, so just this morning I went back and looked, and based on the fund of funds declaration date to the actual to the actual distribution or whatever distribution amount, there was a 5% decrease there. So what I did, because we are close to that, I went ahead and added in a 5% decrease to the 69 cents, which would be 60 cents or 35% yield. But then the original thing, which is what I had on here yesterday, down here, is the single stock. I guess I should put SS there, but the single stock declaration date from last month to the actual ended up being a 16% drop. And so that's what I had calculated that on. So that would be 56 cents at a 33% yield. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly the same again. I'm just using that one as a guideline, just because we've only had one distribution that we can fully track to see that. So anyway, so that's the 56 and 33 that here now explained here with the percentage amount you can see. And then just, if you want to just look, okay, well, what's the average of that? This is the average. Now, I'm not saying this is necessarily going to be whatever, but you could, look at these three estimate amounts and then you could just do an average of them if you want to. But I'm going to say, I guess I should probably done more of an average between the last two, versus adding in today's estimate. But if you did do just the last two, it would be roughly, what is that? I guess 58 cents, the average between those two. But yeah, so I did that there. And then just to do the same thing, but look at the YMAX part of it, there was not an increase in shares there. So we're still at a total increase from the single ETF declaration to today of 1.1 million, 29%. And then, so you can see here, this is still 68 cents or 38. And then, of course, if we look at it over here, that's based on today's outstanding shares, we're at 68 cents or 38% yield. If we, based on what I had on here yesterday, from the single stock declaration to actual, it had a 19% drop, which was 53 cents, which it would be an estimate of 53 cents or 30%. But if we look at, due to us being so close to that declaration date, if we just do a 5% decrease from today's outstanding shares, that's 59 cents with a 33% yield. And then again, if you want to average all three of them, which in this case, now this tells me I should really just do the average between these two, because now that average is actually over these two. So I think I should change this. I turned that on instead. All right, let me turn this back off. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this. And of course, next time it'll probably be different. But there we go. So now that would show, but that still had an average. Nope. All right. There we go. So then that would be an average between those two right there. So again, still, as always, trying to make things better. This was still not the way I'd planned to do it, but I'd already spent an hour or so on workbooks this morning, since my husband told me he wanted to go outside and work on the land, because this is the first weekend that we've had off, been home, and it's been a nice day outside all year. So anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. If this is your first time seeing this, I would suggest going back and watching the initial video that explains a lot of this more. Basically, it actually explains all of this more in depth, except for these few changes that I've made over the past few days and the changes I just talked about that I made this morning. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great weekend. For those of you that are in YMAG and YMAX, I hope y'all, and I'm sure you are, most of you that I've seen, if you're still in it, you are happy with this yield. It causes you less work and not have to buy the single ones. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Bye.